Good day to everyone. It's Pastor Dave with a message, especially for you dads, but for parents in general. Today we're going to be talking about being dad. Back on January the 2nd of this year, a dad got onto Twitter to tell the story about how he had given his daughter a can of beans with instructions to get it open. She tried and failed for 6 hours. Not once did the dad step in to help. Not once did the dad offer any kind of assistance or explanation whatsoever. And he tells this story with just tone-deaf smugness on Twitter, as if he has done some great parenting activity with his tech-savvy daughter who doesn't understand the basics of a can opener. And of course, like things on social media, especially Twitter, the story goes viral, and the internet did not like the story. They didn't like the way the dad had treated and responded to his daughter, and the guy gets labeled Bean Dad, gets all kind of flack, basically leading to him having to issue a lengthy apology and then just caving in to the mob pressure and self-canceling by deleting his Twitter account. Now, what are some things that we can learn from Being Dad? Well, number one is we're not, particularly as believers, to put our kids in situations where we are intentionally trying to exasperate or anger them. I mean, Paul gives us this clear instructions in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Now, listen, I know sometimes it's fun in our very tech-driven world to pull out some old tech and see if our kids understand how to do a rotary phone or how to use a tape player, with cassettes. But that needs to be a short, brief lesson. It doesn't need to be something where you're intentionally trying to make your child feel small, stupid. Okay, the point is not to belittle your child, which is what Bean Dad did, as if somehow not knowing how to operate a can opener was a reflection on her level of intelligence. Moms and dads, listen, it's really okay in this day and age if your child knows more about how to handle a live stream on Twitch than they do a can opener. Okay, technology changes. Those kind of skills are very much in line with what they should be knowing how to do at their age. All right. So let's not do things that intentionally exasperate our kids. I mean, come on, 6 hours with no assistance, and then to go on and run your child down on social media. That's the second thing. Not only was this something that was not good parenting there in the home, but the dad decided to take this message to the internet and run down his child to belittle her publicly to the world. And because it went viral, it did literally go throughout the whole world. So not only have you exposed yourselves as not having much self-awareness as a parent, but you have gone on public record running down your own child. Words matter. Words hurt. This daughter will forever have to live with the fact that her dad went on social media to speak of her in a very negative light, all over a dumb experiment involving a can of beans. So let's take away some good basic lessons from this. Number one, let's not exasperate our kids, okay? Let's not intentionally try to make them out to be unintelligent, ignorant, or whatever, okay? If you want to have some fun with old technology or whatever it is, that's fine. But don't put your kid in situations where you are intentionally trying to frustrate them or make some point that's not even worth proving. Secondly, let's have a healthy dose of self-awareness, particularly as it relates online. What you say online about your kids, it's there, and it's there for all to see. So I know sometimes we may get frustrated with our kids. Our kids push our buttons, but that doesn't mean that we need to take that frustration to the internet, okay? If you need to vent to your spouse, if you've got a really close BFF that is a safe person to talk these things through with, then go to that person privately, but don't take it to the internet. Man, use the internet to maybe brag on your kids, throw them some encouragement, and give them some kudos from time to time, but don't use the internet as a way to run your kids down, to belittle them to the world. So let's not be a bean dad or a bean mom. Let's remember to love our kids. We do have to teach some tough lessons from time to time, but let's do it in the right way. And let's take a look at what Paul has to say to us, that our goal as parents is to bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. That's far more important than whether or not they understand how to use a can opener.